Welcome to Decades of Horror, the 1970s.
Their God has given his command. 7 nights, 7 victims, 7 human hearts.
This is episode 271, reviewing Night of the Seagulls from 1975. We're recording this July 1st, 2026.
Gruesome Magazine.
I am your host, Doc Rodden, and this podcast is about horror films released between 1970 and 1979. Each episode, my co-host and I will tackle another classic or not so classic film from this wondrous, groovy, gory, and influential decade. We're going to start off by introducing a name that everybody has probably heard. This is Jerry Chandler. Sir, welcome. We are glad to have you here.
Glad to be here.
Now they have a face to put to the words.
Say what?
Now they have a face to put to the words.
Yes.
We'll be getting all kinds of fan mail. It's like, I knew he was loquacious, but now I know he's bodacious.
Ah.
No, they don't. They don't want to see the face.
But we're glad you're here because you love the Blind Dead, or the what are the knights called again?
Templars.
Templars, yes. And yeah, you are the expert in this, so we are glad to have you here. But the regular cast, Jeff Moore is here. How you doing, sir?
I am great. I'm so full of Blind Dead. I just
so full of Blind Dead. You can get a shot for that.
It's overflowing.
And then, of course, we have Bill Mulligan, writer, director, special effects guru, and all-around nice guy, published author. So
well, you know what you can't do. Blind Dead can do a whole lot of really cool stuff. But you know what they can't do? Read my book on account of they're blind, and I don't think we have a audio book. So
you got an audio book.
And you know what? They don't have ears either. So I really don't know how these guys operate. It's like it's all made up.
They don't have skin.
It's like it's all made up. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Is this
the braille is out?
We are getting ready. Night of the Seagulls, for those that don't know, is the 4th of the Blind Dead films. We've done all 3 of the others, or did we? Ghost Galleon.
I believe we have.
This is the 4th and last one. In fact, hold on just a second.
Oh my.
You guys, you and Santos and Bill and Jerry did Tombs of the Blind Dead for episode 30.
What?
That was published in February 2016. So
over
10 years ago.
A different world.
My gosh.
Episode 89 was I don't know who. Oh, it was me, Doc, Chad, and Bill. And I think Jerry couldn't come. I'm pretty sure we talked to him, but we said something about a scheduling conflict or something. Probably had to work. But anyway, that was episode 89, Return of the Evil Dead. In January 2019, the Ghost Galleon, episode 212. April 2024. 5 years between those.
Yeah.
And finally, the Night of the Seagulls now. So it's about 10 years and 5 months.
What a long, strange trip it's been.
Wow.
We keep
but we did it!
Yeah, woohoo!
With 2 Ossorio side quests along the way.
Several. No, 3 actually. We did Demon Witch Child, Night of the Sorcerer, and
Lorelai's Grasp. Yeah.
Oh man, there you go.
Okay, I should have clarified that. I was there for 2 of the side.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking seriously about Fangs of the Living Dead at some point.
Wow,
which I haven't seen, so that would be great. Yeah. Didn't he also do the Sea Serpent? Which ain't good, but
yeah, that's never been done on Decades of Horror. But that's almost like, do you really want to hurt that bad?
Well, when you see
we do because you see our next episode, you'll
Oh my! You'll find that out at the end of the show. What we're going to be doing tonight is, as we review this film, we're going to first We're going to give you the skinny about the film, and then we're going to give you our first impressions. We'll do cast of characters, talk about the promotion, the crew, and some of the Blind Dead themselves, and then we will get into some feedback. But first, before we do all that, Jeff has something to say about Play Now Media.
Well, yeah, Gruesome Magazine and Decades of Horror partner with Play Now Media, which is a company that have a whole bajillion bunch, a cornucopia of subgenre specific channels. And in fact, Decades of Horror, the 1970s, is on their Wicked Horror TV channel. So go check them out. I was actually looking in there today. They are completely up to date, with the exception of what just went live today? Madhouse. They don't. Oh no, they have Madhouse.
Madhouse.
So they're completely up to date right now. Anyway,
nice.
Yeah, they got a lot of good movies there. So go check them out. You know, sometimes when you're looking for the really hard to find stuff, the quality isn't that good, but they've collected them all and they're there so you can scout them out.
There you go. There you go. And if you're watching them on the channel, because all this is in there as well, let us know what you think. Reach out to us. We'd love to hear from you. All right, let's get into this. We'll start off with the CAD. Night of the Seagulls, 1975, written and directed by Amando de Ossorio. Cast includes María Kosty, Víctor Petit, Sandra Mozarosky, José Antonio Calvo, Julia Salvi, or Saly, no Salvi. I don't know why I threw the B in there, but there it is. Production company is Ancla Century Films, Profilmes and Perez Parija M. Flor. My Spanish sucks. Filming locations, Spain. Filming dates, 1974. Release date is August 11, 1975 in Spain and 1977 in the U.S. The synopsis is, a doctor and his wife move to a small, inhospitable coastal village where he plans to start a practice, only to discover that the undead, demon-worshipping Templar Knights haunt the place. Before we get anything, can we do the AKAs right now?
Sure.
I want to do the okay. This film has what looks like a dozen or so names. Who's the Spanish person here? Who can read the Spanish lines? I'll try.
Obviously not you, but
I'll give the Spanish.
Okay, do it.
Oh, and then there's a German one. There's a whole bunch of them. So La Noche de las Gaviotas. That's Night of the Seagulls.
Okay.
And by the way, I feel the need to point out this is the only of one of the Blind Dead films that the English translation is actually, or the English title is actually the translation of the Spanish title. All the other ones, they just kind of went,
yeah,
we don't like Blind Dead. We're going to call it something else. So anyway, all right. And La Chevauche des Morts Vivants. Oh, that's where I'm in trouble. That's French. The Rite of the Undead. Le Retour des Templars Morts, the Return of the Cursed Templars.
Accurate.
That was France too. In Germany, Das Blutgericht der Reitenden Leichen, the Blood Court of the Blind Dead. In Italy, La Notte di Gabbiani, which is also Night of the Seagulls, and also I Cavalieri della Morte, the Knights of Death. La Notte di Resuscitate Siete, the Night of the Blind Dead. In Mexico, La Playa de los Sacrificios, Sacrifice Beach.
Ooh, that's cool.
Well, actually, that kind of fits. Die Rak van die Levende Doden. In Dutch, The Revenge of the Living Dead. And then the English ones, Don't Go Out at Night, Night of the Evil Dead, The Blind Dead 4, The Blood Feast of the Blind Dead, Night of the Blood Cult, Night of the Death Cult, and finally, in the 90s, somebody put it out as Zombie 7.
Sure.
Last Christ. Oh my gosh. Oh, milk it for all it's worth. But I wonder how many people saw this thing multiple times.
They didn't call it Escape from Planet 8.
You didn't? Sure you did.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's find out.
I unwittingly bought it 3 times.
Oh,
wow.
did you?
with different names on the labels.
Oh, wow.
That's what you get.
But as part of sets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now it's a curiosity. So
That's why they did it.
I'll say it's kind of cool, actually. All right, let's get into our first reactions. Jeff, you picked this.
I did.
Should we let Jerry go first, or you want to go first?
Sure. Let's
All right, Jerry, our guest, let us know, when did you first see this? What did you think? Does it hold up today? And tell us a little bit more about your obsession with the Blind Dead.
I probably either first saw Night of the Seagulls late 90s or early 2000s. I had caught the first two films and really enjoyed them. And then I heard there were a couple of others. This was the one I probably caught last of all of them. And when I first saw it, I was a little off put because it kind of wasn't a Blind Dead film. And the same way that Ghost Galleon didn't feel like a Blind Dead film. So for a while I was kind of like, yeah, there's two Blind Dead films. And then later, Ghost Galleon is silly, but it's enjoyable. But over time, I got to enjoy this one a lot more. It's part of the four Blind Dead films, but it's one of those films that I have to, it's kind of like the 1998 Godzilla. I can't enjoy it if I think of it as Godzilla, or I can't enjoy it as much. It's a remake of Beast of 20,000 Fathoms. And it kind of works as that. This film to me was like, this is a really good Shadow over Innsmouth style Lovecraft story. And once I kind of started not trying to shoehorn it into the mythologies that we are first introduced in Tombs of the Blind Dead and Return of the Blind Dead, I start enjoying it more, because then I start noticing other things, like how good he got at doing that kind of atmospheric look that the movie has. And kind of the pacing is a little slower, but it works as slower. It's a very good folk horror. Has a couple of still WTF moments when you're watching it, but no, at this point, it's really a good film, and I really enjoy it. And I've gotten to the point where, to answer Gregory's question from one of the episodes he was on a couple of weeks back or so, I don't think it's the best Blind Dead film, but I think it's the best of the four Blind Dead films, because there's so much, it's technically so much of a better film. It's not a blind, it's probably my third favorite Blind Dead film, because like I said, it doesn't feel like a Blind Dead film to me. But if you stand it alone, it's probably a little bit better than the first one. And that's like my favorite of the four, grading as Blind Dead films.
Interesting. Two ways to look at it. I like that. That. All right, Jeff, as you picked this one, what was your first impression? When did you first see it? Does it hold up?
Well, I watched these in order, and I held off on them until I got, so I watched Tomb of the Blind Dead after you guys covered it, and went, well, I think I need to see this. And then I was around for the other three. So this time, I watched all four of them.
Did you? Wow. There you go.
Wow.
I wanted to remind myself, because that's what I'm busy with when I retired, Bill. I don't know what you're doing. You're actually making movies. I'm just watching movies. So anyway, I didn't binge them because I knew that wouldn't end good.
Coma.
I watched like one a day, and then hit Night of the Seagulls. So I enjoyed the whole damn trip, and I do like Night of the Seagulls, and I also listened to, just to freak you out or not, the 3 podcasts we did on the first 3.
Did you? Oh wow.
Not closely, but playing while I was doing other stuff, but they all seemed to be kind of funny. They were pretty funny. I might be setting the bar too high. So anyway, I enjoyed it. Night of the Seagulls. I like the whole. There's like most of his movies. There's so many plot holes. It's ridiculous. But like, how long do they keep killing the girls off and sacrificing them?
7 nights.
It was every day. Oh, it was 7 nights. That's right. 7 nights and 7 days. Yeah. Anyway, I kind of like the idea of it. He found another, he took the nice water action from Ghost Galleon and then put them on horses. That added another slow motion horses riding through the edge of the ocean is pretty cool. So it's got all this. I don't know. I enjoyed it. I don't know what to say about it other than that.
Okay.
Lots of Blind Dead action. We probably get more Blind Dead close-ups than we do in the other films, I think.
Yeah, they enjoy their Blind Dead close-ups.
But man, are they slow.
Yeah.
just to make sure
they've never been quick unless they're on a horse.
They're slow, they'd be walking backwards. This is, I wouldn't say it's my least favorite. Ghost Galleon's the worst of the bunch, but I have a great fondness for Ghost Galleon because it's the first Blind Dead movie I saw in Commander USA's Groovy Movies, which I have a tremendous fondness for that show. And it's appalling how many episodes were never recorded. It's beyond belief. So yeah, I've got some fondness for that, but it's the worst of the bunch. And this one, I just have the feeling like Ossorio wanted to do a Lovecraftian movie, and they said that's fine as long as you put Blind Dead in it. And I don't know that he really wanted to, but I don't know that he had much choice. I don't know if that's true. This may have been his plan all along. Apparently, according to the workflow, there was actual plan to bring a werewolf into it originally, but Paul Naschy's werewolf, which would have been interesting. That'd be some crazy stuff.
That would have been number 5.
So there was going to be one after this. Gotcha. Yeah, because with the Blind Dead, if you've seen one, you've seen their bag of tricks. This one takes it a little differently. Boy, this movie doesn't make a lick of sense. First of all, this town looks like it's got maybe maximum 25 people in it. If they're sacrificing 7 women every 7 years, there's nobody left. Nobody. So there's that. And all they really had to do to get out of this fix is topple the statue of Froggy, the frog god, over, and that would have been it. But one thing I do like about it, I'm a big fan of folk horror. I've done a lot of panels on folk horror. This is a very folk horror movie that no one ever mentions. It's got all the tropes. The city slickers who move into town thinking they're going to help out, bringing people medicine and antibiotics and germ theory. And the locals are like, we don't need this sort of thing. If somebody gets sick, we bury them in a pile of mushrooms or whatever. And they're just totally resistant to the whole thing. And then you find out, oh, wow, we really shouldn't have come here because these people are not only superstitious knotheads, but they actually sacrifice ancient gods and all kinds of stuff going on. And there's people who try to warn you. All the women are way better looking than there ought to be for a town that looks like it fishes for rocks. I mean, I don't know what their economic situation is here.
Apparently, all the good-looking women are sacrificed because when you look at the older women that take her down to the seashore.
Which, and listen, I'm against human sacrifice in general, but if I had to sacrifice the locals, it would not be the ones they're picking. And you might say, well, but you got to they're blind. They don't know. You could probably have recited the slow guy and just said it was a girl, whatever. They're just cutting hearts out. It's amazing they get it. Okay, so it's all ludicrous, but it does have some cool elements. And Ossorio he could really squeeze a lot out of a small budget. It's definitely got better production values than Ghost Galleon, but I wanted more Blind Dead. And I can't really defend that because when they show up, they're very slow and their bag of tricks is limited. This is the first one where I didn't feel like they even really exploited the whole fact that they're blind. And if you would just shut up, You can probably just slowly walk away from them but then your heart might be pounding, whatever. There wasn't anything particularly blind dead about them. How'd they go from being Knights Templar to worshiping Froggy? Don't know.
No clue. They never go into it.
No clue. No clue. But in their defense, there was some power in Froggy, because once his statue fell, all of a sudden they started losing all the blood from their mummified body. Do you see how silly it sounds when I say it out loud? All the blood from their mummified bodies. But okay, listen, the Blind Dead was never something that really was big on logic. It's a lot of mood, a lot of just good visuals, and they are a great looking monster. And next to a Godzilla or some equal kaiju, if I could just wake up tomorrow and there's a full cosplay for me to put on and stumble around Atlanta during Dragon Con before the heat kills me, it would be a Blind Dead costume. And it doesn't look like that's that hard a costume to make, but I've seen people try to do it and it didn't look that good. Whoever was in charge, they had it down pat. They're great looking monsters. They look old. They look messed up. Okay, maybe their hands are kind of obviously fake and all, but it's a great design. You can see why this concept lasted for 4 films and why, for something that's fairly obscure, they are kind of stuck in horror movie memories. You say the Blind Dead and real horror fans know what you're talking about, and they show up in the weirdest places, music videos and fan films and all kinds of stuff. I feel like I got to make a Blind Dead homage before I die at some point. I got to do a short film with a Blind Dead in it. So thanks for picking this, and it's great to have Jerry on board, because he's probably the biggest fan outside of whoever's collecting residuals from the director's estate that the Blind Dead have.
There you go. Well, for me, I love the first 2 and have watched both of them many times. Ghost Galleon has a special place because I just love the idea of them coming up out of the Ghost Galleon. It's just creepy. Looks great. Same reason. Maybe it's all the Pirates of the Caribbean from my youth going down there. Just whatever. But I loved it. So this is the first time I've seen Night of the Seagulls. Ooh. For some reason, this film has either eluded me or I've eluded it. But our paths never crossed. I enjoyed it. I didn't really, until you guys said it, I didn't put my finger on that it's a folk horror, but it certainly is. And same for the Lovecraftian influences. I didn't catch that, but it's right there in front of you to latch onto. I'm mixed about the actual Blind Dead because I love them and they look fantastic. But they're always out in the bright light, right? Well, yeah. Day for night, right?
Day for night.
They're always like in full view, so there's no mystery, there's no nuance to them. They're just puppets walking around, And but at the same time, how can you when they're trying to creep through a door and you see their little skeleton hands coming back, it's fantastic. And we got a goofy crew of people trying to stay alive, and they tried to save these poor girls, but the people just show up and whisk them away. Doesn't matter what they do. Off they go, over and over again. I like the beginning. There's a little intro to it before all the shenanigans start in the present, where we get introduced to the frog god and putting the hearts in the mouth. That was interesting. Didn't see that coming. And I mean, what can I say? This movie is exactly what you're expecting from these, with a few surprises. I hadn't really thought about it, Jerry. I really like what you're saying about, is this the best made of the 4 films, regardless of whether it actually makes the most of the premise. Because I do think the first one makes the most out of the premise of the actual Blind Dead. but yeah, I wish they. I know they tried making a Blind Dead movie recently, but I wish they could.
They tried making 2 of them.
Did they? I wish they could do it justice. I haven't tried to watch either of those. I didn't know there was 2. I knew there was one. I didn't know there was 2. But
I think one of them's a shorter film, one of them's a longer film, and both of them are like, why did you even get the name?
Right.
It's like as far removed as Night of the Seagulls and Ghost Galleon sometimes feel from the lore that they started establishing in the first 2 Blind Dead films. It's like, these are just, did you even ever watch the first 4 films? And in one case, that really makes me sad, because I'm not going to rubbish the guy, so I'm not going to use his name, but one of the people, the person behind one of those films is a fairly famous person in the horror genre, and well known for being a super fan and doing all sorts of other work, and usually knowing what he's talking about. And it was just, so I was looking forward to that one, and it just did not come out well.
Didn't materialize.
Is that the Curse of the Blind Dead? There's a 2020 movie called Curse of the Blind Dead. Is that it?
Yeah, I believe that one's the one.
Oh.
But no,
Can't go back.
Little sour note there, but yay!
Yeah, one of the things that you said, Doc, and that played on Bill's, not just the Blind Dead didn't really fully act like the Blind Dead, which is part of the reason. Like, as long as Bill and I have talked about these things, I've also been like telling him, I really don't think, I think he got saddled the same way that you see interviews with Romero. You know, I walked into the studio, said, hey, I got these 3 films. And they're like, okay, but have you got anything with zombies? I think he kind of got stuck with that. If he wanted funding, he was going to have to do Blind Dead. And I'm not sure that they really wanted this to be he wanted this to be a Blind Dead film initially in the first concept of the draft. Because like Bill full out said, and you kind of alluded to, the Blind Dead don't utilize the Blind Dead to show off the Blind Dead. The Blind Dead could be almost anything in here.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing that specifically makes them Blind Dead. Although I will then turn around and say, when you mentioned the opening, I love the opening, and that so sets the tone for the thing. It almost feels like it could have been the opening of like one of the Hammer Dracula films.
Yeah.
That really good. But some of the Hammer Dracula films, they filmed in broad daylight, and this is in the dark, and it's got that mood and wonderfully set up and wonderfully done. And you get the introduction to kind of where these Templars were and what they're going to do. And you even kind of get an introduction to what the movie isn't going to be. Because I don't know if you all noticed it when you were watching it, but all 3 of the other Blind Dead films, there was definitely much more noticeable nudity and exploitation elements. And this one, there isn't. It's very much, this one is scaled back almost to the level of Lorelei's Grasp. The only time we have any nudity, and even in that scene, if you go back and pay attention to the opening, the first thing you see, the Templars grabbing that young lady, it's like you look at her and go, yep, she was cast from the strip club to be for the nude scene. But when they're like strapping her to the ground, she's fighting, you get like a barely wardrobe malfunction. And then when the one Templar actually rips her top so they can cut her chest open, you get flash. That's it. And then like most of the other shots are from here up. They're not her chest. And even when they do the dummy, so you see the knife go into the chest, it's like that.
Okay. I have a theory that they either used the shot from Tomb of the Blind Dead where they cut the heart out, or they at the very least used the mold of that woman's chest to make the prosthetic for this scene, because it looks identical. Having just watched them like a couple days apart, that scene where they cut her chest open and the guy pulls the heart out, that looks identical. And you don't see any face, you don't see anything to identify what movie it is. You don't see a face or anything. So
but what Jerry's saying is true.
And the only thing you do see is much smaller than the actress they cast for this film.
Yes. It looks just like the one from the first movie.
Yeah. One of the first two movies has one of maybe the most gratuitous sexual assault scene that has ever been put in a horror movie. It comes out of nowhere, and it's just like there to check off a box. And don't have that here, which is all to the good.
I think is that Return of the Blind Dead with that one weird guy.
Yeah. And it is just, and then when it's over, he's like, "Hey, want a cigarette?" Like,
that's two.
You just assaulted her.
That's the first one. That's two.
Is that the first one?
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Like after he gets done forcing himself upon her. Cigarette, and then doesn't understand why she doesn't want the cigarette.
Yeah, it's like, hey, what gotta be? And and that movie's just so weird. I mean, we also have someone who apparently turns to a vampire out of nowhere or something. It's look, these things are short on logic, but big on style. I do think I do wish there had been more of. I'm sure it's more difficult to. I know it's more difficult to film at night than it is to do day for night. But boy, you lose a lot. And these things look best when they're lit at night. We've got, the horses. I always wondered, the blind dead horses always kind of baffled me. Like, are they also dead? Are they zombies? Because they're fairly fast moving. Well, maybe not for horses, but I'm just assuming that's slow motion work.
And they somebody steals one and rides it away. And
who takes care of that? What's his story? The guy who has to take care of the horses for the blind dead.
I'd like to know where the horses are. Because
you
generally don't bury somebody with their horse.
No.
They're supernatural
horses. The sarcophagi open up.
The
sarcophagi open up.
They stick two bony fingers in their non-existent lips and go.
They're in horse purgatory, just waiting to be called.
I guess. They were bad horses.
Yep. I noticed that on IMDb they actually give H.P. Lovecraft credit.
Oh,
do they do that in the film? Because I didn't notice it.
I didn't notice it. No,
I did not notice.
I don't think so.
I just was.
I think it's something somebody added at the end. If it says uncredited, you never know who came in.
Well, that's true.
In fairness, that would be no different from most H.P. Lovecraft adaptations, where
true. All right, are we ready to get into our cast of characters? There's not a large cast.
Yeah.
We can do this. Let's see if we can pick the right one. Is this the right one? That's the right one. All right, we'll start off with our lead doctor, Dr. Henry Stein. I like that. All you need is a Franken in there, and we got a nice name. Victor Petit. Dr. Stein's earnest, newly appointed physician relocating to a remote coastal village, set up a medical practice.
How low was he on the graduating class of whatever medical school he was that this is where they sent him?
Yeah.
That whole thing seems weird because he acts like this guy's waiting to be relieved, yet the old doctor is going, nobody ever comes to see me. Like, why would you need to replace the guy that nobody wants?
Yeah.
I don't know, but he's ready to get the hell out of there too.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
I mean,
he got screwed over. He got screwed over in paying for his education. Like, have you ever seen the pilot episode of Northern Exposure?
Oh, yeah.
It's like, okay, we're going to pay for your education. We've paid for your education as a doctor. Now you're going to pay it off. Welcome to Sicily, Alaska.
Or he made one joke too many about Francisco Franco, and this was
no. Well, I mean, the medical system is probably different over there, right? It's not
maybe it's like Doc Martin. You just end up on an island somewhere with a bunch of colorful characters, and
yeah.
But boy, these people could not be less friendly. I love the trope. It's one of my favorite horror movie tropes where you show up, you walk into the local bar, everyone stops talking, immediately stares at you. It's like, oh my God, it's my high school nightmare all over again. And yeah, but these people ramp that up to 11. I mean,
you made me miss.
If they fell off a horse and their leg got severed at the knee, they'd be like, "Get away from me! I don't need you."
They got no problem escorting their daughters off to death. You know?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, they're the worst.
What do you mean you saved my daughter?
If I were this guy, I'd be walking around with a bucket of anthrax spores and just throwing it into everyone's face.
My!
These are awful people. They deserve this, not the sacrifice victims. Although, you know, what happens if you don't get sacrificed? You live long enough to be one of those old yentas that are like dragging the young girl to his death. Hey, well, listen, maybe one of you should step up. You've lived a life, a wonderful, happy life on this godforsaken rock island. Let your daughter have a chance to move out to the big city, go to Barcelona, have some fun.
Well, good old Dr. Stein.
I wouldn't last long at this place.
Dr. Stein is one of those, like always in these movies, there's always one that refuses to accept what he sees and what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is just a normal little town. What are you talking about? Oh, you're just perfectly plausible explanation.
He changes his tune now.
He does.
He figures it out.
Yeah, he figures it out.
Was he a good doctor? Do we ever even find out? Who knows, right? He doesn't really do any doctoring, does he? No. Kind of to one of the ladies. Maybe to what was his name?
Yeah, he doesn't even know how to put a good bandage on the head of his face.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Teddy,
yeah.
Oh, Teddy.
Or Teddy. All right. Well, then we also have his beautiful wife, Maria Kosty, sometimes with an I. Here's a Y. Joan Stein, compassionate, resilient, and highly intuitive wife of remote coastal village new Dr. Henry Stein.
I liked her.
Yep.
Yeah.
And she, yeah, I mean, because she helped out the crazy Teddy who could easily have been, not a friendly guy, but she took him in.
In all of the Blind Dead films, the one thing that you cannot say for the other three is they hired a really good actress for the parts. A lot of them are mid. A lot of the men that they hired for parts are mid. She's legit a good actress. When Teddy comes to her window and then comes through the door and she's having that whole standoff with him, and there's a lot of close shots on her face, and she's going through that kind of, this guy just scared the crap out of me. I want to hit him. He's hurt. We're a doctor. What do we do? It's like no matter what language, you could watch it with the sound off. She portrays that beautifully. It's like she's legit a good actress. And several of her other scenes, she's good. Some of the dialogue and the coherence of the scene aren't, but she does like a really good job with a lot of what they gave her.
Yeah. And just as an aside, she looks really good in a sweater.
Yeah.
And I know Crystal's probably saying, oh, there goes Bill with his sweater thing. But actually, what I like is that they're on this miserable island. I can't just emphasize how horrible this place is. And it's cold. Of course she's wearing a sweater. But most movies, she'd be walking around in some flouncy little frilly dresses like, do you want to catch pneumonia? Because this is how you get pneumonia. I like the character. I really do. And that's good because, we know at some point she is going to be in peril. It's the only thing that's going to make her genius doctor, the diagnostician, figure out finally that there is something weird afoot going on. And you care about her. And thankfully, unlike some Blind Dead movies, we actually have a happy ending.
Yeah. Yeah.
She earned it.
The odd ones, number 2, or pardon me, the even ones, number 2 and number 4.
Uh-huh. Happy endings. Not so happy for the others.
Okay. There we go.
Why don't people... It seems like when they're walking, You know, and we talked about this on another episode, but I'm still curious about it. The people like back away, like they chained the women to the rock, right? But otherwise, they always seem to like people like freeze and start screaming and back into a corner, and then they can't escape as 3 or 4 of them slowly close in. But it seems like all you'd have to do is kind of go, and they'd fall over.
Poke.
Give them a little,
poke them in the head.
They're like the mummy from Monster Squad. One good kick and they'd fall apart.
I'm sure they have supernatural strength, etc.
It is obviously supernatural because they have no muscle structure left on those bony arms, and yet they're swinging huge swords. So there's something
opening doors and doing all kinds of things.
They're doing things you could not do with those hands.
Given the way they look, they probably smell 10 times worse. And if you're in the room with them, it's probably like, I don't care what's going to happen to me. I don't want to touch that.
I know we call them the blind. We call them the blind dead, but do they have any senses at all? I mean, their hands are too gnarled.
They hear well.
They don't have noses. They don't have ears. They obviously don't have eyes.
But they can hear.
They can hear.
That's how they know. But once again, people don't figure out.
Don't scream.
Keep their mouth shut.
Yep.
Yeah. Well.
Sandra, I'm not going to try the name again, is Lucy, young, vulnerable village outcast who becomes the ultimate target for sacrifice by the undead Knights Templar. She's the one that, isn't she the one that kind of gives us all the skinny on them? She's the one that gives us all the exposition. Right?
She's
a little bit. Yeah. But
if you're an outcast, why not just keep on casting yourself out of there until you're not on the island?
Well, I like how the I'm sorry, what was the blonde's name again? The character name?
Joan?
Joan, yeah. Do you hear that bell? You hear that bell ringing? I don't hear any bell. Her husband comes in. Well, yeah, I hear the bell.
And then she never addresses it though. She never re-asks her, does she? Why didn't you tell me about the bell?
They're just not, you can't talk about it. So
don't talk about the bell.
Preach it. Yeah.
First rule about
the bell. Yeah.
No, I think with what Bill was saying, it's there. Like I said, I love this film, but there are moments where it's kind of like I think you could have used like 2 lines of dialogue here or there. In stories like this, there's usually a reason that it's like you can't leave the island for some reason. Something it's something physical or supernatural is preventing you from leaving. You can't leave. And this one was just like, we got her that everybody seems to hate and she's terrified. And we got the town outcast who they're beating half to death on a daily basis.
Yeah.
And both of them are just like, should I leave? Maybe tomorrow. I don't know. I'll think about it.
It's not a nice island.
No.
I mean, that's one thing to have like these sacrifices to, not that I'm in favor of that, but then to just randomly pound the crap out of Teddy, and even chase him in gangs, knock him off a cliff. I mean, cripes.
Yeah. Why is he still there? What? Give up my career? I know. It's just leave, Teddy. Jeez.
And oh my God, the way that they,
there's Teddy.
Boy.
Yeah, the way that they do
acting there.
Yeah, the way they do that and like knocking him off the cliff. It's like the guy falls down a cliff, and I swear it's like he was supposed to die, and then he reanimated. And it's that's one of the reasons why I was like they need. Can you just give us a few lines of dialogue? Because you're not going to fall on your back on jagged rocks on the back of your head 12, 15 feet and just get up 30 minutes.
It was a pretty real looking fall too.
Blood coming out of his mouth and everything. And it's just like, okay, no, I woke up. And it's like that seems like it needs some sort of plot explanation as to, is he tied to the island? Can he ever escape? Is he stuck there and it's part of whatever curse is enveloping the island? And you either have to just go, this is dumb, or you have to fill in the idea in your head.
Wouldn't it have been interesting if at the end of the movie, after they've, killed off the blind,
That was all the smarts.
go out and they find out that everyone else is dead too, that these people have been on this island for hundreds of years.
Yes.
And whatever. But yeah, his fall was definitely more convincing than the tooth black wax that they have on his teeth right here in the shot.
Nice.
But yeah, and at first I was like, oh God, here we go, some 1970s bad portrayals of the mentally ill. But Teddy, I mean, he has a horrible introduction where he's peeping through the window looking creepy and underlit, but he turns out to be kind of a hero.
Yeah,
And,
he gets a chance to shine.
The only person other than the sacrificial victims, the only person in that town worth a fig.
Oh,
And,
you know what I loved about his intro though? When the first time I saw it, I honest to God thought he was supposed to be a disembodied head ghost.
Yeah.
Because that's all you see of him.
Yeah.
He's framed in the center of the window, but just from the neck up.
Yeah, just shout.
He's
Yeah,
wearing that dark shirt.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of, I'm going to look at the woman now.
And he's got a flashlight under his chin.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does look like a ghost. Yeah. Now to say it, there's a picture of it on the other screen. He's just like, and of course he has that expression too. And then we have another victim who they try to save, but they just whisk her away too, and off she goes.
Another woman way too beautiful for this island. Listen, I was looking at the men on that island, and I was looking at the older women, and there's no genetic combination that is going to result in the gorgeousness of some of these victims. They must have been kidnapping people off of boats or something.
Well, or again, it goes back to something like Shadow over Innsmouth.
Mm-hmm.
The Innsmouth look begins to develop in you the older you get.
Oh, yeah. Well, she was
think this
cute, but
is-
obviously doomed. You're doomed as soon as you met her. It's like you might as well be wearing a Star Trek red shirt. You are not
You mind?
lasting this movie.
We don't have a card on this actress, but she did 16 films, and 13 of them are Paul Naschy films.
Yep.
Ooh.
Oh, wow. Oh, I thought I did make. I guess I forgot to make a card.
Oh, maybe you did. I don't know.
I don't know. Probably not.
Maria, you got Maria. Is that who this is?
No. Maria's the
And the two original ones.
Yep.
I must have missed her.
But yeah,
yeah, we'll
the
mention it.
Naschy.
Yeah, some big ones too. Some really fun ones. All right. Team of Witch Child. Then of course we have the Blind Dead, or the Knights Templar themselves.
Looks like a monkey. Gives me an idea.
It's a great shot though. Oh yeah, the
The what?
Escape
what was
from
it?
Planet Ape.
Escape from Planet Ape. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
He's got some nice
these are so
hair
cool.
hanging off his.
Yeah, a little chinny
Look,
chin, and it's a great simple costume. But I really got, what really sells it are the clothes. They are so rotted looking, legit rotted looking. Not. And I'm thinking if I'd like to find an interview with whoever did this, and I'm probably going to find out. It's like, wow, how'd you make it look so dirty? Oh, we painted them with dirt.
painted with dirt.
That's probably what they did, and the actors complained about the smell, but whatever.
Well, it's an interesting fabric or treatment or whatever it is, because the hoods are stiff enough to hold their kind of cowl shape, but yet when they're moving in slow motion, it feels like there's some flowing of the garment. It just, I don't know. I really don't know how they did it. It looks really great.
When you look at the edges to the left and the right of the cheek in particular, because you can see that there's like two layers there, and something like that back then could easily be achieved with thin metal wiring. It gives it some stability, some rigidity, and that way you've got that. But when it's in heavy motion, it's still doing all of the whatever that it needs.
It's effective. Whatever they're doing, it's effective. I love it.
So now, what exactly did the Templar, in the original ones, they're the evil blood blood drinking, devil worshipping Templars. And then they are, found by the folks with their pitchforks and torches and put to death and blinded and everything. And then they're upset about that. So they come back. Okay. All right. Legit. These guys were sacrificing to the frog god. And their reward for this is to immortality, but the worst possible kind of immortality where your body is just rotting away and you still have to walk around as you just
didn't read the fine print.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, what's your reward in a Lovecraft story of similar nature? You become like a really bizarre looking froggy gill creature. Kind of like that.
Eats you last. Yeah,
exactly
yeah.
Like Jeff right now.
Look at that. Look at Jeff. Yeah. Look at that.
Jeff surrendered himself to Cthulhu.
He's growing fins and all kinds of stuff.
But no, it's like, yeah, it's one of the things where it's like, oh God, so far I've almost only I've said a couple of nice things and then complained a lot. I really do love this film, but that's one of those other things. It's like, why are we not just getting a few lines of dialogue, a few little clarifications, so we know what he wanted us to think, not that we're filling in the blanks with what we think based on similar stories. I don't need everything spoon-fed to me, but give me at least a little bit of the ingredient list.
Right.
So I know where you're heading with the final meal.
Now, there's something to be said for doing a folk horror where the characters the city folk, the people we identify with who are thrown into this horrible thing, they don't know what's going on, and probably no one's going to tell them. And there's something to be said for that. I do like some folk horror films where we just have the normals are in way over their heads and it's just pure survival. They don't really care why they're being sacrificed to the corn god and whether or not there actually is a corn god. They just want to live to see another day. And it usually there's someone, exposition boy, comes out and explains everything, and that's not how it would really work. If I went to that island off of India where no one's allowed to go because the natives there will kill you, I'm just going to go there and they're going to kill me. They're not going to explain why they're killing me. We don't know why. There could be all kinds of legit explanations, but yes, I would have appreciated a little bit more, but who knows?
Well, even like you've got two outsiders that could kind of throw a few lines in.
Yeah.
And even like I said before, like it's got a few serious WTF moments, slightly jumping ahead in spoilers.
Yay.
To me, one of the biggest gaps we've never established anything in the movie. Where in the hell do you immediately leap to the idea of it's a statue of an ancient god? If we destroy it, everything will be fixed.
Right.
And it's like, it's the statue is causing this to happen versus the logical of the people that are doing this created the statue, not the other way around. That's what you would think. So when that just comes out of nowhere, it's kind of, again, just a handful of lines of dialogue as we went along.
Yeah, it is. That is a big leap.
I've watched it in the original language with subtitles, and I watch it a lot with the
there's
dub.
nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing there. All right. Well,
no, it's just never mind. Go ahead.
Okay.
Well,
I think it's time to jump into something here. Are you ready to do the honors?
Well, I am shortly. Who's doing them?
Bill is, yeah.
Bill is?
Bill.
Well,
Gerbil.
Jabroni.
Now be time for Taglines with Chad, with the part of Chad played by Bill.
And in that picture, as now, I'm surrounded by clowns. Okay. Let us see. Let me go find this. Oh, taglines. Only a few. 7 nights, 7 victims. Okay. The rest are all capitalized, so they are best shouted, but I just don't have the voice for it. Their God has given his command. 7 nights, 7 victims, 7 human hearts. A night of ritual human sacrifice. Sounds good. And, and last, nothing can stop them now. Yeah, that was terrible. That one was weird.
Jefferson Starship.
Stop us now. Oh, there you go.
First thing I thought of,
no.
the first thing that happened in my brain when I read the spreadsheet. I was
Nothing
like,
can stop us.
oh,
We
God.
built this city on rock and roll. Yep. And there you go. Those were the taglines.
And that's been Taglines with Bill.
Chad's our hero, cool and rad. With him reading taglines, they can't be that bad.
And when you look at the taglines, even the taglines couldn't figure out what the hell was going on.
Ah, nice.
That's
It's
right.
like-
Oh, sorry.
Seven nights, plural. Next tagline: a night of ritual human sacrifice.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good point.
Let's take a look at some of the posters for this. This one's called, oh my God, I almost thought it was Night of the Sorcerers, but it's Night of the Seagulls.
Absolutely
just
horrifying choice of fonts there.
Night art, though.
And a good, what would have been a good poster, but for some reason they slapped an R restricted over the prone body of the victim, I guess trying to make us think she's nude or something, but she isn't. And it just ruins the poster.
Yes.
Looks like the poster is for a movie called R Restricted, which just dumb.
Colon, the Night of the Seagulls.
They did manage to put all of the taglines onto one poster.
Ah, there they are.
Yeah, there was only one tagline on IMDb. The other ones came off of here.
Oh man, well here's another poster. This is the image that I've seen with it.
Mm-hmm.
Not with the language though. Is there an American version of this as well?
Yes,
I
there is, because
Okay.
that is the DVD cover
Okay.
version that is in the.
There you go.
That's
Well, it's
the
the Blu-ray.
Scream
It's-
Factory.
Yeah, it's the Blu-ray from Scream Factory, but it's also the DVD cover in the coffin set.
Oh, okay.
Nice. The coffins. I wanted to get that. Couldn't do it.
That is damn accurate for a movie poster in Europe at that time.
Yeah.
That is
And it's got a whole bunch of taglines, but I can't read them.
yeah,
And they're in German, so.
Oh, they're in German as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
that's why I
Can
said
read
I
them
was
like
gonna
it's
translate them, but I couldn't.
And then we have poster number 3, which I like.
I like it too.
I mean, it's got some artifacts on it that.
I'm assuming it's the Spanish one since it's in Spanish and it's got all the like give out color and lists the production companies at the bottom and that stuff.
Yeah, I like the style of the painting. It's kind of go-go's
Mhm.
ish in the background.
Mm-hmm.
And with a nice big broad strokes going down the right side of your
Yeah.
head.
Yeah, that one's really, really good. I've never actually seen this one before.
Yeah, I wish it didn't have the artifacts. So the 2 squares.
Yeah, the little whatever that.
Oh, those are the production. Those look
Yeah,
like
the
the
top
production
top
companies.
left is production company. That
Yeah. That makes
Once
sense.
again, business getting in the way of art.
Yeah. But I like the way that it's like the center stage is the origin, and then
Mhm.
it's like the ancient creature looking over, like
Yeah.
overlooking the whole thing.
Yeah, it's creepy. I like the font. The title works well with it too.
Mhm.
They
well, I
did a
like
good
that
job.
that
Beats
they're
the hell out of
white.
the first font.
It does. It does indeed.
It's the night before they go blind dead, and then the blind dead behind them. Yeah,
It's like the blind dead is remember. I remember the good old days when I had
remember when my
skin.
clothes were white?
I
remember
cared
when I
more.
didn't smell like 5 years
Yeah.
of beef jerky left in the sun.
Oh no!
When did I stop trying?
Yeah.
When did I-
Personal hygiene. Who needs it?
Yeah,
It's
oh
all-
my goodness!
it doesn't
It's
matter.
all-
Nobody cares.
It's all downhill once you hit 44 decades.
There you go. 44 decades.
Yeah.
All right. Well, up next is our director.
Yay.
Yay!
Yay.
The
And,
Ossorio, I mean,
Armando de Ossorio. Yeah.
we have, Yeah,
And
we
Bill's
have
favorite
we've done
movie
all
on the
but one
bottom.
here. On the bottom, we've done all but 2 of these actually. I need
Well,
to
which
see
ones did you do, Jerry? You did Night of the Sorcerers and
Moralized Grasp, Night of the Sorcerers,
Okay.
and now 3 of the 4 Blind Deads.
Yeah, I didn't stick any of the Blind Dead on here because I figured we'd be
Demon
talking
Witch
about it.
Child.
Of course, I love Night of the Witches for
So
all
on
its
the
craziness.
on the Scream Factory Blu-ray, the commentary is the Nashi Cast guys.
Oh, nice.
Which
Yes.
do lots of Spanish movies and stuff. They claim that Ossorio wrote a script for Blind Dead 5 that combined Valdemar Daninsky with the Blind Dead.
That's awesome.
That while
That's a
he's
movie I wanna
searching for a
see.
cure for lycanthropy, Daninsky learns of a possible cure in the Necronomicon, which is
Ooh.
held in the Knights Templar Church.
Oh, take my money. I love that idea.
I know.
But he wrote the script. They claimed he wrote the script, and I thought he said he'd seen it, but never materialized. And he wrote there was a co-writer on one of the Nashi movies. It wasn't a horror movie. It's Spanish. I don't know what it is. Las Cabaratos or something like that. It's listed as an adventure movie. Let me look
It would
that
have been
up.
so cool to have, these 2 intellectual properties from different, guys come together. I mean, there's just that would be neat. Trying to think of anything else quite like that. But
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you for that era in particular, you didn't have it. The closest you'd have is like the Universal Studios using all of their own monsters, or other
Right.
people using the public domain versions of all of those monsters.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
Los Cantabros, it says adventure, and he's listed, I guess, as uncredited, but I don't know which other ones he did, but that's a Nashi directed and starred in.
Holy cow. So
maybe
he,
in
he
another
direct-
in another universe that got made right next to Count Yorga versus Dr. Fives.
I need to know more about the sea serpent from 85.
Oh,
It's got
Oh no, you don't.
it's
No,
got
you don't.
It's got Timothy Bottoms in it.
No,
Uh-huh.
you don't need to know
Ray
more.
Milland. Oh, great cast. Great cast.
But what happened? What is
Is
this?
this like-
What happened?
Okay, so here's the thing. When
Like
the name
Raymond
of the
Burr and
movie is
Godzilla?
the sea monster, and the weakest, by far, the weakest link is the actual sea monster,
Yeah.
you got a problem. And having some really good posters doesn't diminish that problem. If the monsters on the poster had showed up, it would have been okay. But
All right. Here's the perfect example for you. The poster, the beautiful, glorious, amazing monster coming out of the water, tearing apart the yellow raft and the people in terror in the raft for the Loch Ness Horror versus the movie scene.
Yes, I think it might have been the same artist because they got that. Look, here's the basic problem. Steven Spielberg is one of the greatest directors ever, and Jaws almost killed him because it's not easy to make movies on the ocean. It's just not easy to do. Lamberto Bava did Devilfish. Ossorio did The Sea Monster. It's just, if you don't have a big budget and lots of resources, doing a sea monster movie is just going to break your heart.
Yeah, and that was probably one of the biggest. That was probably one of the biggest stumbling blocks. If you go try to find interviews with Ossorio, there are not a lot of them out there. He
hated that
out of all of the human failings, apparently vanity and ego were not one of his, because he was not rushing out there trying to be everywhere. And even in the 70s in America and Europe, the beginnings of the proliferation of genre magazines and all of that other stuff, and the entire media to that. And you'd think you'd be able to find it in the Eurotrash stuff or the American horror genre press. And it's like, there isn't. He just didn't do a lot. But the one common theme you constantly find is him saying he could never get like the budget that he needed, no matter what he did, no matter what they would never give him a real budget to work with. And even with this current film that we're looking at now, when he's talked about that, he's actually a little embarrassed by the Blind Dead as much as you see them, because he feels like those were some of the worst visually. The masks were the worst of the Blind Dead masks. And I don't think so. But when you go back and you compare them to like how grizzled and how well done, like the first two movies in particular are, they look great, but you can tell that they were much more, some of them were much more quickly done, or they don't quite have that same look to them.
Yeah.
And
or they didn't have time to light them right.
Yeah.
The lighting.
I want to step back to the Sea Serpent a minute. What were you saying about the poster?
Okay, this is not the
from one?
perfect. This poster, there's two posters. This one, actually, the monster looks about as goofy in this poster as he does in the actual movie. But there's a gorgeous poster, an absolutely gorgeous sea serpent poster, and it is so much better than the actual movie. It's like a Frazetta poster.
Because that one's pretty crazy. I mean,
yeah,
the sea serpent is wrapped around a lighthouse. There's a train falling off a vessel in the background into the ocean. There's a helicopter flying over a burning galleon.
Yeah.
And two guys in torn pants and no shirts on a raft.
Yeah.
Don't
go in with those expectations.
Yeah, no, that's so tiny on my screen. I didn't realize which poster Bill had pulled, because I'm usually
to the other one.
Poster, it's the other one, and the other one is this gorgeous poster.
I'd put that on my wall.
Although that poster definitely advertises about, even though the poster art's kind of goofy, that advertises a better movie than what you get, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So which poster are you talking about? The one that calls it Hydra?
Maybe. That does have different names.
I'd
look it up, but I'd probably freeze my computer if I did. So I better
yeah, don't worry.
And I don't know why it's called Hydra. It's got nothing to do with a Hydra. All right.
Unlike all the other titles.
Everything else. I don't know why they called this one Night of the Seagulls. There you go. Isn't that gorgeous?
Is that it?
Yeah, that's a beautiful poster. That's some lovely stuff right there.
Pretty much got all the same stuff on there.
It does, but it's just really well done. And nothing like that is in the movie.
There's no galleon, though, I don't think.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, the VHS thing says Jaws is just another small fish compared to the sea serpent. Really?
Okay.
Really?
Wow. That's
all right. All right.
Promising more than we can deliver, folks.
Just another small fish.
Yeah. When Jaws cry, nobody die.
Oh no. Moving over to the cast, we have our lead actor, Victor Petit.
Yeah. They seem like a nice couple. Supportive.
They did. Yeah. Is there anything remarkable about his career? I mean, because obviously I'm not familiar with it, because what is that? Oh, you've got the Hydra.
Hydra. Oh, yeah. Hydra. That's cool. Oh, yeah.
It's kind of hard to get it. If I do it straight, the light from the screen hits it.
Yeah.
But it's
all the posters are better than the movie.
Yeah.
Oh, there's another Hydra one that it's just the eyeball thing. That's crazy. There's a whole gaggle of different stupid posters that none of them look like this. All right. This guy.
I don't know. 38 credits. I'm not.
Yep. I mean, Street Warriors is maybe I'm familiar with that, but maybe not. Who knows? So we'll move on. Sorry, guy. María Kosty, who has been in a few things. You've got a couple things there.
I remember her from Night of the Sorcerers.
Is she no, she's not the vampire that is on the rock, is she?
She might be. I'm not great with faces. I mean, they're all cute, but I can't remember which,
I think she is.
You know what? All women turn into vampires, so I'm just going to say yes.
Is, yeah.
Yeah. So
Vengeance of the Zombies, Dracula Saga.
Wow, she's got 98 credits.
Killer with 1,000 Eyes. Night of the Sorcerers, like you said.
Killer with 1,000 Eyes. I'm going to take a shot that he's only got 2.
Exorcism?
Million eyes all over again.
Exorcism,
yeah. So she did a lot of good genre stuff here.
Bill,
And I like her. She's got a good face for it. She's expressive. She shows horror well, and good looking, but not unrealistically. She doesn't look like a couple of supermodels stuck on the Ghost Galleon. I mean,
well, there
that was the premise. I guess it's all right.
Bill, can you
What?
please show us on the doll where exactly the beast with 1,000,000 eyes hurt you?
Nice.
I swear to God, it's like
999,999 times that thing hurt me.
at least 6 or 7 times a year.
Oh,
you
yeah.
throw that one in for no reason whatsoever.
I love Roger Corman, but I'm not forgiving him for that one.
Oh, well, we got Teddy. You got a few more
There's
pictures
his
there.
introduction. Look at me. It looks like Pee Wee Herman's floating head.
Oh, I was thinking, what's the thing from Smurfs?
A Gargamel.
Gargamel?
He,
Oh.
Gargamel?
He would have been an awesome Gargamel. Good
Kinda,
call,
yeah.
Doc. Yeah.
That's why I was wondering if the Smurfs were responsible.
What was Gargamel's deal? Was he trying to eat the Smurfs? Was that? Am I
They
wrong
didn't
about
have
that?
a deal. They just needed a villain, so the
Yeah.
cartoon.
What was he trying to do to the Smurfs?
Oh,
always trying to
yeah.
kill
Yeah, Teddy is only got 4 credits.
Yep.
Night of the Seagulls was the first one. These other 2 of them were like Torrente 2 and Torrente 4.
Yeah, he didn't. He did this in 1975 and didn't do anything else to the late 90s and 2000s. So he was just, this was a one and done for him almost.
Yeah.
Well, you never know that. They might have been more into stage work, or maybe he really was just a.
And then you've got. We talked briefly about Julia Saly, or Saly.
Yeah.
So I keep wanting to put extra vowels in there. Who also did Demon Witch Child, Night of the Werewolf in 1981, which isn't that a remake of the Werewolf and the Vampire versus the Vampire Woman?
No.
It's not?
That Night of the Werewolf, wasn't that the one we did? What was the one we did that was
We did
all
Fury of the Werewolf.
Oh, Fury.
Night of the Werewolf's from
Terrible.
Gotcha.
This is
gotcha.
from
You could be
1981.
right.
Yeah, who knows? Anyway,
People Who Own the Dark.
Hmm.
So a lot of these are Nashi movies. Night of the Werewolf, Los Cantabros, The Beast Carnival, Madrid El Denudo,
you just like that word.
Spanish Comedy.
Oh yeah. Oh.
These are the other folks. Yeah.
The friendly locals. Yeah.
I said yokels. Locals.
No, you were right the first time. Yeah. Just a surly bunch.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'd be mad too if I had to sacrifice the 7 best looking women on the island.
I know. It's like, get left with the crones.
Not that these guys are exactly GQ models themselves, but
So the doctor there at the bottom, Javier de Rivera,
Oh, is he the old doctor? Yeah.
he's got like 54 credits.
Oh, wow.
Or Devil's Possessed in 1974.
he looks like he could play an old
The
priest.
Dracula
Oh, yeah.
Saga, The Lorelei's Grasp. He plays a preacher.
Yeah, he does.
He's got the right
Fury
look.
of the Wolfman again. A detective. Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, just getting outside the settings.
I mean,
Oh, here's
clearly he was the smartest guy on the island when they showed up. Not
he
that
left.
huge bar to overcome. But
I'm getting out of here. Scream of the Demon Lover was another one of his
I
flicks.
like that
And then
one.
a
Hey.
Spanish movie that's listed as Giallo Thriller. Macabre, 1969. Macabre.
I'm sure it was an accident of casting. I doubt it was deliberate. But when we were talking before that they get like a lot of the older people do not look that good, and I kind of referenced the whole Innsmouth thing. It affects you as you get older. He and several of the others, male and female, the older cast, but him in particular, when you look at him, he's very gaunt. He's very thin. It's almost like you don't know what he looked like when he showed up originally. You don't know how long ago it was, but it's almost like the island is affecting him.
Yeah.
He's becoming one of them.
Interesting.
Just like the look. And I'm sure that's a complete goof of casting, not done deliberately. But when you're looking at it through the lens of Lovecraft and Innsmouth, it just makes it work more.
Yeah.
Yeah, thinking of it through that lens gives me a whole new appreciation for the film.
So Tilda's father is right there. He was in Horror Express.
Oh, really?
One of our favorites.
Planet of the Vampires.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Dr. Karen, Mysterious Island of Captain Nemo, the Colonel.
Oh, this guy's been in some good stuff.
Nightmare
That's why
City.
he wanted to get out of this so fast.
Nightmare City. Okay, well, they can't all be winners.
Man trapped in the elevator.
Oh, wow.
Anyway.
And then, of course, we have The Blind Dead.
The Blind Dead.
They look great. Come on, it's just it's a simple design that's effective.
Yeah. Lovely earth tones.
Oh, no, they look absolutely great. But going back to what I said earlier about Ossorio's complaint, if you look at the cheeks and the chin on a lot of them and compare them to the first movie, the second movie, remember how much like peach fuzz or remnant hair and skin was attached to them, and they had that much more mangy look. Whereas this looks more like it's amazingly well done, but it does look more like just a mask that was thrown together.
Sure.
Lower
I mean,
budget.
this could be paper mache, but it doesn't need to be anything other than what it is. They are skeletal. Skeletons don't need to emote, or I wouldn't be wasting my time making a silicone mask of a blind dead. Yes, I would.
Do you think it's but you said, Jerry, that he was disappointed in the mask, Ossorio, or in the effects, or
he is. Yeah, if you find some of the interviews, and there's not a lot. But where he talks about specifically Night of the Seagulls, he talks about at that stage, number one, it's translated, so I don't know precisely if it's translated right. But number one, he complains a little bit about not so much studio interference, but studio pressure. This, he'd want to make a film, and it's like, yes, but this is what we want. But he'd also complain about he's doing what they want, but he could never, less and less and less with every film. He was getting like poor a budget. He wasn't getting the budgets that he needed, and that would sometimes show up. And one of the things he specifically cited was he doesn't hate them, but he doesn't feel that they're the best looking Blind Dead, and he references the masks in particular.
Well, part of the thing, because from my point of view, at least watching them fairly close together, I thought this was the one that had the brightest day for night of the other ones. And
I thought
they seem like this shot here. There's not very many shots in the other movies where they're just like out in the open and brightly lit to see that detail that I can remember.
But they're shot in
more than a dozen times. Yeah, in the first couple of films, you can see, even if it's not a close-up shot like that, you get that. Like I said, the faces almost look a little more mangy, like they've got that here's and the hair,
a shot from the first
and
one.
the goatees and stuff. And it's like,
look at that. That is,
you've got like the remnants of the beard that the Templars would have had, and it's a beautiful
that's like decayed even.
It is.
That's great.
The fourth film, Blind Dead, look gorgeous, but it's like, he's the creator and he's got that artist thing about him. So for him, for anybody else, those are amazing. For him, it was like, I just wanted a little more time and money to make them look perfect, or to make them look as good.
There was I wanted to mention too the Sandra Mozarosky, who played who did she played the brunette?
Lucy.
I'm sorry, I knew it was a L. So She died like this. This is unbelievable. She died in 1977.
No.
And she was like a few days from her 19th birthday. So she would have been like in 74, she would have been 16 when they filmed this.
Wow.
And she fell from a 4th-story balcony.
If I recall this
and
story
had been
correctly,
involved in a lot of sexually explicit films in the later part of the 70s. Not even 19 when she died.
And I think there was some rumor that she had been involved with some Spanish politicians.
Yes.
Pretty high up there. And so it's kind of like every time you hear about a Russian general falling out of a window, it's like,
yeah.
Definitely fell, but
nobody
how much help did he have, right?
Convicted or arrested, but yeah, that was definitely the rumor.
And that one aspect of it, that's like touching on when you all were doing not Galaxy of Terror, Planet Terror, whichever, the Corman thing. When you all were doing that, Crystal's mind was blown. She's like, this girl was only 17.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, and they got her from Europe, and it was like 2 or 3 years old earlier. It's like you look at her resume, and she's the lead in a very explicit nude film in Europe.
Yeah,
and you're like, oh my God, how did that happen? And then you like, oh no, that's a lot of the 60s and 70s European films.
Well, even we did a couple of Nicholas Roeg films, and Walkabout, Jenny Agutter was underage and has a very lengthy nude scene in that.
And for all of them, it was almost like, yeah, it's another day. For us, it was like, oh my God, Tracy Lords is what? Let's have a national scandal. It's total other mindset. It's interesting.
Well, the one other thing I wanted to mention is in the other episodes, there's a lot of discussion about zombie versus revenants versus whatever else. And again, on the Nashi cast thing, they were quoting an interview of Ossorio where Ossorio said they're not zombies, they're mummies on horseback.
They are
with vampiric tendencies or something like that.
Tendencies.
They are
a
mummies
little bit of everything.
on blood.
Yes.
He said that more than once.
Which is, that's cool. They are their own thing, which is what makes them unique, and that's probably why they remember it so well.
It is. You think about that. There's not. Anyway.
Well, it's like I said 10 years ago now, when we were discussing it then. That's one of the cool things. It's one of the reasons why I don't get like super pissy about it, but I am kind of one of the people that will push on. They're not zombies, because for the same reason that I will occasionally push on the Changshi are not vampires. The Hopping Corpse has an entirely different mythology. And if you actually read how they can evolve into something even more than what you see with the Hopping Corpse, it's a total other mythology that's so cool. Whereas Ossorio grew up in a region of Europe where they had these amazing old stories and legends that go back to old origins for like the revenants and things, like the ravenous dead and the cursed dead. And he grew up in a small town. He talks about it in like at least one interview.
Lorelai's Grasp was about it.
Yeah.
German European legend. Yeah.
He grew up in a small town where the old men in the town would sit on the corner, because you didn't have TV and not a lot of radio back in the day, and the old men would sit on the corner and terrify the crap out of the 8-year-olds and the 7-year-olds, and they're telling them these horrific ghost stories. But that's what he grew up with, and that's what he drew from. And I think it's like, I'm not going to argue with people if they want to just plant them into the zombie genre to put them somewhere they need a box. But I will always be like, but there's so much more than that. And there's so much beautiful intricacy into what they actually are and where they came from.
Well, and they also, in terms of the scary part and the creepiness, is almost entirely atmospheric. and the look of the slow motion, unstoppable. You know, sooner or later you're gonna get got.
Get got. We do have a all hail the great.
Ooh,
What do you call it? Frog god.
Froggy,
Yeah,
Froggo,
Here's a close up.
Fragula. It is a cool statue.
And it is very much a frog.
But he's also a god. He's got a big horn on his head. I mean, it's very Lovecraftian.
Yes, indeed. Indeed.
It is. It's you know, think of a Dagon or Shadow over Innsmouth, and the difference is the blind dead are the fish people that come and drag you off.
I'll tell you one of the things that I'm so glad has pretty much been left on the dustbin of history is day for night photography. And it's only because now with the cameras that we use with digital photography and the lenses and everything, you can actually shoot with a candle. You know, you can do things that you couldn't do before. You used to take a lot of light to make film work.
Yeah,
so they did what they did, but it's awful. You
haven't watched some of the indie films from the last 4 or 5 years that I've watched.
Oh God, they're still doing it.
You're screening for a festival, are you?
With horrendous blue filter.
Oh my! Well, one thing we haven't talked about is the crabs. The crab scene.
Crab people. Yeah, they were cool. They were nasty.
The crabs are eating them all, right? Can they chop? Did they chop them up to little bits so the crabs could have an easier dinner? Because it looked like that one girl was all chopped up in her arm and hand, and I don't know.
Thinking about her up. Well, they were crawling all around the one woman laying there on the rocks.
Yeah. And I thought some of that was just the side effect of them like ripping hearts and other stuff out. So you got like splatter effect. So the crabs were probably eating some of the splatter effect.
Oh yeah, they were like lunching. There you go.
Look at them. They're nasty. I bet they're tasty with butter though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
they had like the crusty stuff all over them.
Well,
yeah, it's good. Yeah,
they live in the ocean.
Barnacles. They're barnacles.
Barnacles.
Yeah. Are there any seagulls? Any seagulls at all? And
yeah. See, why did they call this movie Night of the Seagulls? I kept waiting for the seagulls to have some.
Because there's supposedly an ancient story that Ossorio wanted to play on. And did you notice that there were times you could hear the seagulls at night, which you don't typically do? The seagulls screaming at night were the spirits of the dead, the women who had been sacrificed.
Yeah.
Oh,
they were the reincarnated women of the
Boy, that's really cool and probably should have been included in the movie.
Should have been included in a couple of lines of dialogue.
There's a couple lines of dialogue. It was
because I'll tell you start throwing potato chips up in the air at the beach, and this is exactly what will happen. It's unlike the blind dead, they're fast.
Or
no, you want to know how to really get the seagulls to do that to you? Do what a smart ass friend of mine did and just throw a handful of sand in the air and let them start coming at and like, where the hell is it? And now they're coming after you.
Oh, now they're mad.
Yeah. But no, you keep calling the statue froggy. And because my brain went into Lovecraft mode, I was never thinking frog. The more you've said it, the more I've thought about it. And looking at that last image you put up, it's really cool, actually, that, it's not just a gill man. It's a frog. And we were talking about earlier, like the curse aspect.
Yep.
The Templars did this thing, but now they're kind of cursed like this.
But there was frogs in the first one, right? Is there frogs?
Well, there was a frog that the one guy was torturing in in his laboratory. But no, it's not. I'm not even going back to the first one of that. When we did Psychomania, and I was on as a guest.
Psychomania, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, they leaned into the UK European magics, and one of the things for like creating eternal life, using that as a base for the spell, is the frog. And I had never really, because like I said, I was so linked into Lovecraft and the Gill Man, I never thought about it. And you started calling him froggy, and I kept thinking about it. And every time you put the image up, I'm looking and I'm like, it looks like a Gill Man, but it looks like frog aspect as well. And that's like really cool if they did that on purpose, because again, that ties into like those types of old legends. It's tying into Lovecraft, and it's tying into the lore from that region of the world where in certain dark magics, the frog is used to craft that eternal life onto you. But it's usually kind of like we saw in Psychomania. There's usually a horribly bad twist and a price with it.
Right.
Monkey's paw kind of effect.
Yeah.
I was thinking what didn't he have like a little
in Psychomania? Yeah.
Yeah, a little figure.
Yep.
They actually show it to you in one of the scenes right before they discover that they're indestructible and immortal.
I love that movie.
Mom did her stuff.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, is there anything else we want to mention about this film? Because I think we've gotten to the end of all our images and stuff. So
this almost 2 hours kind of flew by, but that's good. Yeah.
Well, it's easy to find. It's on Tubi, so it's easy to watch. Probably will never leave Tubi.
It's on Tubi. It's on Tubi, or if you don't want to deal with the commercials and you have Amazon Prime, you can get Shout Factory Television for like $3 extra a month. It's on Shout.
Okay.
So that's how I watched it tonight, because I was too lazy to pull out my discs.
Yeah, I've got the other three. I don't have this one, but I've got like I've got the one that has the 2 discs, the old DVD, and then I think Ghost Galleon's on like one of the ones that has like 50 different horror movies.
Ghost Galleon's on like in 10 different Mill Creek packs at least.
Yeah. But I don't think I have this one. I don't think I have this one either. If I do, I'd never pulled it out to watch it. But I could watch the Tombs of Blind Dead over and over.
I'd ask you one quick question. I'd ask all three of you one quick question, and we touched on it earlier. One of the things I find interesting is like, okay, I'm in my 50s. I grew up on some sleazy exploitation horror. And there are definitely times things are so tame now that I'm like watching some stuff and going, this could really use some gratuitous nudity and bloodshed. just something more than what it's giving me. But no, honestly, he that was a deliberate choice on his part to like not have this one be as gratuitous with the nudity and the violence and the bloodshed. It's in there, but it's not as over the top. And the way he presents this film, I think I actually enjoy it more that way. Like if you started adding too much more of that into this one, I think it would like not work as well.
I can see that.
Yeah. No, I agree.
I did not grow up on that.
All right.
Up in the 60s. Ursula Andress in a bikini.
Ursula Andress?
James Bond was.
Yeah.
So, of course, her nickname. Her nickname for a long time was Ursula Undress too.
So. Well, that happened a little later.
Oh my. Well, that is it for our review of Night of the Seagulls. Kind of put the Blind Dead in there somewhere. But we have some feedback tonight, Jeff.
We do.
Let's get into that.
We got 3 or 4. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's see. Who should do what? Let's go with Jerry for Mark of the Devil, episode 217 from Jill DiNardo, MB6II.
Okay, Jill says on Mark of the Devil, I agree. This was playground gossip for us in the 1970s. As an adult watching it now, I think it is a beautifully shot film depicting the evils of the Spanish Inquisition. The love story really moves me.
Very good.
Yeah. Not to mention one of the best, and God, my brain is getting me, but the one of the best roles for
Herbert Lomb.
Who?
Yeah, Herbert Lomb.
No, the evil guy.
Reggie Nadler.
Reggie Nadler. Yeah.
No. Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Jerry. And then we have episode 269, Satan's School for Girls. Bill, would you take that one from Perfect
Sure.
Mask?
Perfect Mask 1 says, great show, guys. Not a great film, but let's be honest, you've made me watch a lot worse. Oh, just you wait. Never thought I would ever hear a mention of Love Thy Neighbor on the show. A great UK sitcom, while not being very PC, did highlight and poke fun at the racist stereotyping from both sides back in the 70s. In the end, it showed how stupid and racist both the neighbors were. I would also recommend those 3 books mentioned by Gregory. I have all 3, and they are very well done. Anyway, keep up the good work. Thank you.
Nice. Perfect Mask.
Thank you, Perfect
Awesome.
Mask.
Excellent. And now we're up to episode 270 that was released today, Madhouse. We have one from the Man Cave Man.
Man Cave Man. I guess I volunteered. I didn't name me to, but
That's fine. That's
threw my
fine.
face up there. Man Cave Man said, I'm with Gregory on this one. It's not a favorite. I have the Blu-ray, but I've only watched it once. I do love the scene at the party with Price getting drunk, smoking cigarettes, and giving off a I don't give a crap vibe while giving Corey dagger eyes.
Pretty much. He's laying lounging on this couch.
He does. He's like,
Not trying to impress anybody about anything.
why am I here? It looks like he's saying.
And lastly, the cave folk are commenting on Madhouse from Dan Cave 79. Jerry, I think we're back to Jerry.
The best thing about this lame Theater of Blood wannabe is the hilarious howl from Price when he sees a dead body. Nyar!
Nicely done.
And that's it for feedback today. So, folks, we love your feedback. So,
Wait. No.
I'm here. I'm going to
Oh,
give
no,
two
you're right.
official feedbacks.
Oh,
okay.
wow. Live feedback from.
Number one, I know I've said it before, but I absolutely love it when with some of the contacts you all have and you're getting some of the special guests on, people that were actually involved with the films.
Oh, cool.
Because especially being like a behind the scenes and special features geek, I love hearing some of those stories and stuff. And I know, like I said, I know I've written it, but no, now that I got all 3 of you here, particularly you 2 on the bottom, I definitely wanted to say, no, I love the crap out of that stuff. It is so much fun.
Yeah.
And then
The 2 on the bottom.
Either way, and then a
Stomach just
very
dropped.
quick, and I will make it very quick. A very quick unofficial for a 1970s show that you did, directed to Mr. Mulligan.
Can I go back up?
When you did Baba Yaga.
Baba Yaga.
And Bill, out of nowhere, out of absolutely nowhere, blames me by name and saying, because, Jerry's mentioning Anthropophagus, and I actually had to look it up. I hadn't mentioned that in a comment in almost 5 months. You lying bastard.
5 months is like a blink in the eye of history.
5 months. 5 months.
5 months. It flew by like that.
I've warned all of you. He's trying to get you to review it. You don't believe me. You think I'm pulling it. No, he's trying to mention it again.
Trying
to get it in there.
I think I just thought
get it into your brain. It's all him. It's got nothing to do with me. So you might as well just give up. Give Bill what he wants. And
do you
review the
listen?
movie.
Do you listen to the insanity? The man says, like, it's like everyone's expecting he's going to say, "I have never mentioned this movie." Instead, his power argument is, "I haven't mentioned it in 5 months." Most people will live their entire lives and never mention it once, including the people who are probably in the movie.
Especially the people.
George Eastman never talked about Anthropophagus.
By the way, I did see an ad for Anthropophagus on 4K.
There you go.
Oh God, 4K. Good. Oh, thank you. You know what? Maybe if I could capture some of the nuances that were there, but not there in my gray market DVD, I would change my opinion of it.
I think you will.
Hey, I'm the only person here who has actually made a movie where I deliberately insisted we reference that god awful movie. So yeah, maybe Jerry's onto something.
Oh man!
Speaking of god awful, what's our next movie going to be?
Oh man, you're leading us into
Well, first up, what we love feedback. So please, please send us feedback. Please, come on. I can't sleep at night if you don't get feedback. Anyway, you can make comments on the Gruesome Magazine YouTube channel, or you can send emails to feedback@gruesomemagazine.com, or if you're Patreon, you can make comments on the early release. Doc, what do you get if you're a Patreon member?
A happy hello.
Hearty hand clasp.
Hearty hand.
You get shows early, and you get some great fun bonuses, like a series of surveys, polls, asking best of questions that have actually been really fun. And I hate you bastards for making me choose just one on several.
I got that comment.
Yeah, we got a couple more coming for 76, and then we start 86. So.
All righty.
There's a theme. You get the theme? There's a theme.
All right. Our next episode, Bill. I'm sorry, Doc.
Well, a few years ago, and I can't remember if it was in the pages of Tim Lucas's video.
Are you sure it wasn't about 5 months ago?
It may have been.
Sorry.
Time changes as you get older. Brilliant comic book artist Stephen Bissett.
Bill is doing the recipe.
Yes.
What is it? What's the recipe?
Right. Well, let me get to the recipe. Back when I was a small child, Steve Bissett sent in a letter talking about a film that he had rented and wanted to know what the hell, because it was not the film that was advertised. And so we're doing a movie that literally seems to have fallen from another dimension. It is still a mystery and will probably always remain a mystery because it's, over 50 years old now. And the people who made it are, many of them, not long with us. It's got a guy from the star of the wonderful Devil and Daniel Webster film from back in the 40s. It's got a synopsis from the Mad Doctor of Blood Island, which nobody involved with that was there. It was believed for years to have been directed by Kenneth Crane, who did The Manster, one of my all-time favorites. And then, just to put the icing on the cake, it is now universally believed, with a little bit of evidence, although we'll probably never know for sure, that this film is also based on a screenplay by the one and only, you know him, you love him, Edward D. Wood.
Oh my God.
One of the last really interesting movies with his name attached to it. By this time, he was making porn and just dying of alcoholism. But we had one last gasp from this man. It is the one, the only, The Revenge of Dr. X, a.k.a. Body of the Prey, a.k.a. Revenge of the Venus Flytrap, a.k.a. The Devil Garden, a.k.a. The Double Garden, although that might just be a mistranslation of the Devil Garden. We just don't know. Also known as Frankenplant. And frankly, this movie is in all the public domains of the multiverse, so you can release it now in its one and only version, which looks like absolute garbage. But boy, this movie's got a lot going for it. You want to see a monster that Ultraman would have said, "Nuh-uh, too silly. We got it." You want to hear Ed Wood dialogue that needs to be yelled at the top of your lungs, the way the actor, who I hope was drunk, because there's no other explanation. This movie.
You don't even.
They're coming to take me away. Ha
Coming to get you, Bill. Coming to get you.
We don't even need the episode now. We just got the entire movie.
I know.
Oh boy.
I believe there's no character named Dr. X either, is there? Or is
and there is no revenge of any kind taken. So it sits on a throne of lies.
The revenge is up to the audience.
The revenge will be on you guys for me picking it. Well,
nice.
Yeah, somewhere out there was a double, like in the early days of DVDs, there was a double feature DVD with this on it that I bought. and it's like, the title does not match the movie. The description did not match the movie. nothing
The
about
movie
it's
doesn't
like,
match the movie. Yeah,
you're just like, what?
Yeah, the credits. Yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. We don't want to give it all away, but
Yeah.
Well, this will be interesting. In 2 weeks, we'll be covering that. But for now, we are done. Jerry, thank you for joining us.
Thanks, Jerry.
Thanks so much.
You're
Jerry.
welcome back anytime you wish you would like.
Yeah, thank you so much for.
Oh, I think
out.
I know the movie he's going to want to come back for.
Tell me.
Thank you. What?
Anthropophagus, of course.
Oh, come on.
I'll have to,
Wow, we're ringing that bell again already?
No. Because I want to see everybody else suffering through that one. I don't suffer through it myself again. But no, thank you for thinking of me and reaching out. This is your all's baby, and it's always an honor when you reach out and say, hey, please come on. That you're trusting me enough to come on and not completely crap the bed.
Yeah, you are Mr. Blind Dead, also Mr. Demonoid, but that's
Yeah.
That's the movie.
That's the one.
That's the movie you want to come back with.
But Chad had a brain fart one day.
Oh my God. Well, Jeff, Bill, thank you for joining me. Let's get out of here before this we just keep going.
Yeah, really.
Let's say good night.
Adios.
Night, everybody.